Clark County, along with its former sheriff and several deputies, are facing a lawsuit. It was brought by a former inmate who was seen on video being tied to a rope and dragged through his jail cell.
The federal suit alleging excessive use of force was filed just last week. Fox 12's Julia Lopez joins us now live in the studio. And Julia, what exactly does the lawsuit claim?
Well, the suit claims a violation of constitutional rights, as excessive force would be a violation of the 14th Amendment. This incident was investigated back in 2022 and found there was excessive use of force, but this lawsuit claims the inmate was never offered medical help and that there wasn't adequate training to prevent this from happening. Shoved into a wall and dragged by a rope. Attorneys for a black former Clark County inmate call this excessive use of force in a federal lawsuit filed last week. O'Neill Payne is suing the county, former Sheriff Chuck Atkins, and 5 deputies involved for physical and emotional damages sustained during a cell search in August 2021. Here's video obtained from the jail. Payne is handcuffed in his cell when deputies enter to search and remove food boxes. At some point, a deputy identified by the county as Robert Hanks shoves him toward his bed, then face first into the cell wall. Moments later, he lifts Payne's handcuffed arms toward his back, pushing him against the bunk. Listen to Payne himself describe the incident in an interview with detectives.
My throat is basically on the top of the bunk. He's pressing down on my head, basically, you know what I'm saying, cutting my breath off.
Later, we see deputies attached what the sheriff's office calls a tether to Payne's handcuffs, pulling it until Payne's hands are stretched through the meal delivery slot in the cell door.
I didn't even know they was chaining me up, you feel me? They drugged me across the floor like a slave, you know what I'm saying? Like this was Mississippi burning or something.
In 2022, an internal and external investigation determined Hanks, who was placed on leave, did use excessive force and that there was no county policy regarding the use of tethers or ropes on inmates. Then the sheriff's office said Payne was in a max security cell due to a history of violence and previous assaults on deputies. The federal lawsuit also claims Payne was denied medical care despite suffering injuries after being dragged through the jail. One attorney says he suffered physical and emotional trauma. Another adding, dragging a handcuffed black man around the jail floor with a rope is inhumane and a vile abuse of power. This lawsuit aims to shine a light on these cruel practices and demand accountability. The Clark County Sheriff's Office declined to comment on ongoing litigation. Live in studio, Julia Lopez, Fox 12 Oregon.
Julia, thank you.